Inhale, ripple forward for upward dog. Extend your front leg. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches overhead. Set your left knee outside your left wrist. Right knee comes down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Hey friends, welcome to class. I'm Emir and today I'm excited to be filming in the studio in which I teach at, which is called SoulFit Studios. And the class today is going to be a full body Vinyasa yoga practice for mixed levels. Now, when you're ready, please meet me in Balasana, Child's Pose. Please take the variation of Child's Pose with your arms extended out ahead of you. Lower your forehead to your mat if that's possible, and close down your eyes. Once you get there, please deepen your breath. And bring greater awareness to the sensations in your body and any other feelings that might be coming up for you right now. Bring greater awareness to what's going on within you. After all, yoga is all about increasing our awareness and becoming aware of who we truly are. Let's take 2 more deep cleansing breaths here all together. Then please gaze forward, then ripple forward into upward dog. Take the variation with your thighs still on the mat. Exhale. Balasana, Child's Pose. Inhale, ripple forward for upward dog. Exhale. Child's Pose. Let's do one more. Inhale, ripple forward for upward dog. This time, gaze over your right shoulder, come back through center, gaze over your left shoulder, come back through center, then lower your chest down to your mat. Left cheek comes down, extend your left arm away, then lift your right foot and place it off the left side of your mat for scorpion twist. You can go deeper into the twist by pressing your right hand into your mat. Alternatively, you can also wrap your right arm behind your back. Come back through center. Let's do the other side. Right cheek comes down to your mat. Extend your right arm away. Lift your left foot set it off the right side of your mat. Please come back through center and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, then press yourself up to tabletop pose. In your table, please stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and tuck your toes under. We'll continue with a quick wrist warm-up, so please start to make circles around your wrists in one direction. Move at a pace that feels good for you. Change directions. Good job. Come back to neutral. Then point your fingertips to the long edges of your mat. Shift forward and back. Bring your hands back to neutral. Then place the top of your right hand onto your mat. Open and close your hand. Release. Let's do the other side. Top of the left hand comes to your mat. Open and close your hand. Great job. Please come back to neutral. Then tuck your toes under if they weren't already. And send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Bring some movement to your dog since it's the first one of today's practice. So you might want to pedal out your heels, pulse your chest towards your thighs, or do anything else that feels good for you here. Great job. Let's all come back to a static downward dog. Then inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Bend into your right knee, stack your right hip over your left, and start to make circles with your knee in one direction. Change directions. Good job. Come back to neutral. Then drop your right foot outside your left leg. Inhale, lift your hips and your heart for Wild Thing. Exhale, Downward Dog. Continuing with the other side. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Bend into your left knee, stack your left hip over your right. Start to make circles in one direction. Change directions. Good job. Come back to neutral. Drop your left foot outside your right leg. Inhale, lift your heart and your hips for Wild Thing. Exhale, Downward Dog. We'll remain in Downward Dog for 5 deep breaths. Keep pressing your mat away from you here. Externally rotate your upper arms. Lift your tailbone a little bit higher. Engage your quads. And look at your navel or between your knees. Last 3 breaths. Now inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands for warrior 1. In your warrior 1, please ground down through your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Bring your right hip back and your left hip forward to ensure they are parallel with the front of your mat. Lengthen out through your spine and gaze at the tips of your thumbs if it's okay for your neck. Preparing for triangle, extend your front leg, right hand comes down, inhale, reach your left arm overhead. If you tend to hyper-extend in your legs, please bring a slight bend into your right knee. Now look towards the front of your mat, shift your weight into your right foot, float your left foot for warrior 3 with aeroplane arms. Lengthen your spine here and either point or flex your left foot. If you point your foot this time, then you might want to flex it another time. There's no right or wrong here. Just ensure that if you flex your left foot this time, then point it the next time. Great job. Lower your left foot to the back of your mat. Drop your back knee. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead for low lunge. Alternatively, you can make this a little bit more challenging by lifting your back knee. Either way, please stack your right knee over your right heel. Draw your right hip back and your left hip forward and lengthen out through your spine. Exhale, drop your back knee if you took a crescent lunge. Then extend your front leg for half splits. Keep your right leg active by engaging your quads and pulling your toes back towards yourself. Now inhale as you lift your chest. Then please ensure that there's a straight line from your shoulder, your left shoulder, over your left hip and your left hip directly above your left knee. Once you get there, lift your right heel. Use your hands for balance. Great job. Slowly swing your right leg to the back of your mat. Set your right foot down. Left hand comes down. Reach your right arm overhead for supported side plank. Stay here or challenge yourself by extending your left leg back. And if you still want more, you can float your right foot over your left. Whichever variation you choose, please keep pressing your left hand into your mat and ensure that your left shoulder is stacked directly above your left wrist. Great job. Let's all meet in high plank. And inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Let's do one more. Shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Great job. Now shift forward once more. And then slowly, as slow as you can, lower yourself all the way onto your tummy. Move slower. Move a little bit slower. Move a little bit slower. And lower. Great job. Untuck your toes. Then grab your ankles with your hands. Kick your feet away from you and lift your heart for bow pose. Exhale, release. Hands come back down to your mat. Tuck your toes under. Then press yourself up and back, forward downward dog. Preparing for the other side. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, left foot steps forward for warrior one. Preparing for triangle. Extend your front leg. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches overhead. Now look towards the front of your mat. Shift your weight into your front foot and float your right foot for warrior three with aeroplane arms. Great job. Lower your right foot to the back of your mat for low lunge. Alternatively, lift your back knee if you did so on the other side. Lower your right knee and extend your front leg for half splits. Inhale, release. Then create a uniform line with your right shoulder over your right hip and your right hip over your right knee. Then float your left heel. Find a sense of playfulness here. It doesn't matter if you fall out of it. It's just about having fun. And enjoying. Now slowly swing your left leg to the back of your mat. Once you get there, left foot comes down, right hand comes to your mat. Inhale, reach your left arm overhead, supported side plank. If you did so on the other side, extend your right leg back. Or float your left foot above your right. Great job. Bring your left hand and your left foot down to your mat for a high plank. Shift forward, bend into your elbows for chaturanga. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga, plank. Chaturanga, plank. Great job. Shift forward, then slowly lower your tummy to your mat. Move as slow as you can. Keep breathing. Once you get to the bottom, untuck your toes, extend your arms ahead of you, and lift your arms, your chest, and your legs off your mat for Shalabhasana Locust. Activate your back line and come back to your breath. Lift everything a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Exhale, release. Hands come underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, then send your hips up and back for downward dog. Now please set your right knee outside your right wrist. Drop your left knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold for pigeon pose. Press yourself back up on an inhale. Lower your right butt cheek to your mat. Swing your left leg around. Readjust on your mat if you need to. Then place your left foot outside your right knee. We are preparing for a twist. You have two options here. You can either hug your left knee into your chest and then twist, or you can bring your left hand behind you, hook your elbow outside your left knee, and then twist. Choose whichever variation feels good for you today. Then inhale as you lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, release. Let's take a quick counter twist. Turn your chest to the right. And come back through center. Then stack your left knee above your right. It's perfectly fine if you can't stack them directly above one another. I can't either. Just go far as you feel a nice stretch in your hips. Then inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press yourself back up, then make your way into downward facing dog. Preparing for the other side, set your left knee outside your left wrist. Right knee comes down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Please make sure you don't feel any discomfort in your left knee. If you do, flex your left foot. And if you still feel discomfort, then bring your left shin more parallel to the long edge of your mat. In other words, draw your left heel towards your groin. And if you still feel discomfort, then please ease out of the pose. Please press yourself back up. Lower your left butt cheek to your mat. Swing your right leg around. Then place your right foot outside your left knee. Again, you have options here. Either hug your knee into your chest or hook your left elbow outside your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, release. Let's do a quick counter twist to the left. Then come back to neutral and try to stack your knees above one another. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Please press yourself back up on an inhale, then extend your legs out ahead of you. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Grab a hold of your feet. If that's not possible, bringing your hands to your shins is perfectly okay. Keep your toes and your feet active by pulling them back towards yourself here. And come back to your breath. Your breath is your anchor into the present moment. And the present moment is where we tap into our true selves, our true nature. Release, lift your chest, then bring your hands behind you with your fingertips facing forward. Point your toes, inhale, lift your hips for reverse plank. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Exhale, release your butt back down. Readjust on your mat if you need to. Then lower your back to your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your legs a big squeeze as you take a deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, Savasana. Once you get to Savasana, please draw your chin towards your chest to lengthen the back of your neck, and do a quick scan from the top of your head to the tips of your toes to ensure that every part of your body is fully relaxed. You've put in the work, you've set aside the time to move your body, do something kind for yourself, and now it's time to relax and enjoy the pleasant sensations in your body. I'm going to end the video here. I'd encourage you to remain in Savasana for 1 or 2 more minutes. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope to see you here again soon. Namaste.